welcome back. So let's continue building this project. And the next component in line is the footer component. So let's have a look on the final version. And this is what we are going to be building now. Okay, so this is the footer. Okay, nice footer. So basically on a small screen we get everything aligned vertically, everything on top of each other basically. And then when we move to empty breakpoint, give or take, as you can see, we start to see changes. So yeah, this is what we are going to be doing, and I hope you guys are ready, because the footer component is actually one of my favorites, because you can do a lot of stuff with the footer, but in this example I decided to just actually stick to the usual thing, and this footer looks a lot like the older footer in the original website. Okay, so let's then just start then. Okay, so we need to use the footer. Okay, footer, just having a quick look here. Okay, this footer, the detail that I wasn't sure and I was just checking, this year here, it's not hard coded. So 2023 is not hard coded, which means we are going to add a tiny bit of JavaScript, basic JavaScript, in order to keep this footer always updated. So this year will change automatically. So next year is going to be 2024 and so on. So this company started in 2019, this is hard coded, and this will always change accordingly. Okay, this is one detail about the footer. Okay, so let's start building this thing. As usual, I'm going to be importing our link and image components. Okay, right at the top. Okay, just the usual stuff. And now let's start styling this. I have the footer tag from HTML5, the semantic tag, and that is correct. You could use like a div, but that's not the best tag. It works, but it's not the best tag. So go with the footer. So class name. We are about to style this. I want a padding y of 8, so vertical padding, a BG. I want to use padding y of 8, BG, custom blue. So I want to use our bluish color right here. I like this one exactly. I want the text to be custom white. Okay. I need to use, let me make sure that we have the word wrap. Okay, it's good. Word wrap, so you can see all the code. I want to use flexbox, of course. So flex. I want to use flex call to start with. As I said, on a small screens, the content gets vertically aligned, so things stack on top of each other, which means I want to justify center and items center. Okay, and this is my footer tag. Okay, so the wrapper per se wraps everything. Now in here I'm gonna get one div. Okay, and this div will contain the content. So class name with full horizontally. And I want a max width. You are familiar with this already, hopefully, 1366 pixels. You can play with this number, you can use yours, or you can use a max width utility class from Tailwind, it's up to you. And when we reach that, we want to center the content on the screen, so MX Auto, which centers the content horizontally, yeah, on the screen, so left and right. Okay, cool. And now within here, it's where we are actually going to be building our footer content. Okay, so this one, I'm not really sure if it's necessary, but I'm gonna give a class name of with full. Okay, and now in here, sorry, my mistake, I'm making mistakes already. So not with full. Now I want to actually use not flexbox, but a grid. So this is wrong. So what I want to do here, no, this is not wrong, but I want to add a grid. Okay, we are going to be using flex grid. So instead of flex, I just type grid, and I want grid calls 1. So on mobile, it's just one single column stacking on top of the next one, on top of each other. And then on MD, I want to go from one column to 2 columns because I get more horizontal room. So on MD, I say grid calls 2, and I'm gonna have a gap of 4, a padding Y of 3, so padding vertically, and I want to always have a bold font. So I'm gonna say font bold. There you go. And now inside my grid, this is where, okay, I'm gonna, oops, I'm sorry for that. This is where, what the heck, not easy. This is where I'm actually gonna have my, let me think, I'm gonna have, I think I used p tags. Let me just look at here. So it's this 3. So that's what we are going to be building here. So I'm gonna go here, I'm just gonna type class name full. And then I'm gonna have a p tag. So a p tag, come on, a p tag, there you go. And leave the screen like this because we are building this smaller view. A p tag, and this p tag, this is where I'm gonna have the chauffeur, then the chauffeur services, and then the concierge services, these first 3 links. So this is going to be very similar. So I'm gonna actually just style it, class name, flexbox again flex call, because if you just type flex and if you do not define, it's a flex row by definition. So I'm saying right away that I want to start by using flex call. Okay, items center padding Y of 2, cursor pointer, we know all of this by heart now. And then in here, I'm gonna finally start using my link component from nextjs. Okay, link. And what do I want here? Of course, I'm gonna need the href, so I need to point the user somewhere. In this case, to the chauffeur page that we have created here. And if you don't know how to create this, and if you don't know how to create pages and all of this, all you have to do is to check this video's description, check the full playlist, and you will go from absolute 0 to this point. There's a few videos, you just have to follow them, they are numbered, so you just have to follow one by one, code along, do your stuff, and you will get to this point. That out of the way, we can now continue. And I was going to, the link actually needs some text, of course. Not like this, chauffeur, okay, and let's see what we have so far. I'm gonna refresh the page. We don't have much, of course, but let's see what we have. Okay, there you go, chauffeur. So we are start to seeing something, okay. As you can see, this one is capitalized, but this one it isn't. But how am I going to do that? Instead of doing manually, because I'm going to be styling this link, I can actually say class name and use capitalize. I believe that this is the class name. And on other, just on other, I want the text of this, this text here to change color. In this case, to our custom gold. Okay, this is what I want. Let's see if this is working. I'm gonna refresh to see the capitalize happening. And on other, this should change from white text to gold text color. So there you go. I saw the capitalized, and on other it changes. Cool, this is what we want, which means we did all we need. Which means I need to copy this two more times, because we have 3, okay? The next one is going to be chauffeur services. The last one is going to be concierge services. Services. And of course, you need to change the routes accordingly, right? So this one is going to be concierge services, and this is going to be chauffeur services. I am not going to test, oh, hold on, there's a big typo there, services. I am not going to test these routes because, hold on a second, so I'm going to go view or drop, it's working. I'm not going to test this these routes because I know that they work because I tested those previously. And this is just an example. Of course, you're gonna use your own routes, your own link names and whatever. So the point is, we have it up and running, so it works, okay? So we did these 3 here, okay? So that part out of the way, I think we can now, the way to be easier, I think we can actually do these 2, because this is inside this parent div for you to see better. Oops. Okay, what am I doing here wrong? Looks like I'm not doing anything wrong. So inside the grid, let me see. Inside the grid, I need to have 2 columns. One, so this should be it. So div. My computer is overheating, so it's going too fast, a bit loud, probably you can tell the noise. But yeah, I cannot afford a new computer, so I gotta go with this one for now at least. Okay. I made a typo there, as you can see. Be aware of these typos because when you're typing things fast, you make these mistakes and then you don't know what's going on and it gets really annoying, and you do not want to do that, okay? Now, I actually need 2 more links for fleet and CP train station, so I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna put it right here, okay? And I'm gonna just... The thing is, when my computer starts going nuts like now, I cannot really use the extensions because they don't work, they stop working because the computer is like overheating and goes super slow and the shortcuts don't work and all of that stuff. So I have to do this manually, sorry for that, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I have this. And now I want to change this to fleet, of course, so fleet, and also the route needs to be changed to fleet, and the last one is CP train stations, so CP train stations, and this should be just train stations. This one I need to confirm train. No, not like that. Train stations. Let me just confirm this route really quickly. So train stations it is. Cool. So this tells me that this part before the logo should be done. Let me just, oh, there you go. But CP, oh, because I'm using capitalized, so in this case I really have to do this like manually. So this works like this. Because I'm using capitalized, which makes uppercase just the first letter, but in this case I want the first two, so I have to do it manually, okay? And if I refresh, hopefully this is gonna work, and we should see like this, CP train stations, and it's thinking, okay, should be done now, and it is working. So cool. So this first part is done. Now it's time for us to move on and add the image, this logo. And I think I don't have that image here. Let's go to public. Oh, come on, computer. Images and visit logo type. Is this the one? Possibly. Yeah, I think it is, because I think we used the same on the navbar. Chances are this is the correct one. Okay, so after all, I think I have it. So now that we did the train stations, I need to just see where I am at so I do not mess up. 1, 2, and then in here I need another div. Not like that, come on. I need another div. Okay, div, boom, and this div is going to be the logo type. Logo type. Let me, oh no, it's frozen. Okay, okay. Can you hear my computer going nuts? Funny, not funny. Logo type on a different div. That's what we wanted. So now I think I can actually go and I need to go here. Okay, this div is going to be styled, of course. So class name, boom, with full flex, justify center, items center, padding Y 12. On LG breakpoint, I want to reduce my padding Y to only 5. Okay, and in here, of course, because I want my logo to be clickable, I'm gonna have to use the link component from nextjs. Okay, and we are familiar with this. Okay, super cool. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room here so you can really see what's going on. And here I need the href, the usual stuff, nothing new. And to where is this going to be pointing to? To our root, to our home page. So just a / like that. And then inside I'm going to use my image component. And as you know by now, I'm going to need my source attribute, my alt attribute, my width, and my height. This one I also added priority. Whoops. Why did I add this? This was actually a Visual Studio Code recommendation, so I added it. So I mean, I got like a warning message in the console, so I added it. I think that's why. I'm not really sure. So sometimes I just do what it's recommended, pretty much. I'm actually going to be passing the href here. Pass href, because these images sometimes can be tricky. Trust me. This image component. So whatever. So now let's go and point this to the correct image. So images lux chauffeur, and I'm reading this right here. Logo type.png, and this one I'm just gonna say logo type. You should come up with a way better description for the image, but this is just an example. The width, this one I decided to go with 250 by 150. Okay, so let's see. Now it's refreshing. Hold on, it's thinking it's gonna work, but I think this is good, which means I'm gonna need, hold on, what the heck. So I'm looking at the final version because I do not want to mess up and create things in the wrong place, but I'm gonna need another div here. Div, and this div, like the one at the top, it's going to be the grid. Okay, so I'm gonna actually type grid, okay, just as a placeholder, and after that I'm gonna need another div, two more divs. So I'm gonna need two more divs. This one is going to be credits. This one is going to be date. Whatever. This is just some placeholder content, so I do not lose myself and so I do not mess that up. So let's see what we have so far, and as you can see, this is coming along. We have our image, which is clickable. We see localhost, the root, and we have our links like we have in our final version. All good. So now we are going to be building these three links like we did here. But these links, because they are more important, they use bold, and these ones do not have bold text. Okay? So let's move on. And what I do want to do is to work on this grid. Now I'm actually looking to my other screen in order to do not lose myself. Okay, class name, cool. And I want again the width to be full. And once again, I want to use my grid. I always start as grid calls 1 for small screen sizes, of course. And then I go from 1 column to 3 columns. This is slightly different actually. So on MB, I want to go right straight to grid calls 3. And then I have a gap of 2 and a padding Y of 3. Okay, image, it's already breaking. Image elements must have an alt prop, either with a meaningful text, empty string, or decorative, whatever. So this is warning us about the alt, but I don't care about it. Okay, we already have something, so ignore it as an example. But on a real project, of course, you shouldn't ignore. You should do the correct thing. So let's just see if I just type lux chauffeur logo type. I don't know if it's gonna fix it or not, doesn't really matter. So this is the grid. Okay. And inside the grid, I think we can reuse this because, oh no, because then I'm not using a P in this case I use it actually a div. If you use a div to wrap things, it means you can further style it, and I use it that way for that reason. So I am actually going to style this div right here, so class name, okay, and in this case with full text, align it center, capitalize on other, this is the same. I want my text to become custom called, which is my custom color, and inside I'm gonna call the link component, so link, okay, and this link component in this case it's gonna have an href of contact, not like that, contact, like so, and the text is going to say contact us, there you go. And this means, I think, yeah, this is linking internally, but I can actually reuse because this is internal page, but this is like external, and then we have again one internal page. That doesn't really matter too much, so I'm gonna paste this right here, and I want to just change what I need. I can use capitalize, but that's not the point. What I want is to change, of course, the URL, because it's not going to be an internal route anymore for this one. Actually, it's going to be an external one, which means I need to use the target blank, target, so I need to use underscore blank, okay, and I'm gonna have to use this. This is actually mandatory to have in Portugal, so people can have access to the complaints book also in the digital version. And then I can actually grab this one again because it's way similar, and this one, because I'm already capitalizing it manually, I don't really need it here. Okay, either you use it here or you do it manually, but you don't need both. In this case, I stick to this capitalize because I didn't do it manually, that's why. And the link, it's not that, it's privacy policy. So privacy policy. Once again, we have created these routes on earlier videos, and if you don't know what I am talking about, all you have to do is to check this video's description, where you will find the full playlist. What the heck? I don't know why I'm getting this error, but I think there's no error at all. It's just my computer going nuts somehow. Let's see. Yeah, this looks all good to me. So we are going to move on to these three remaining bits. Okay, so which is the date. I call date here because on this line I'm using this div. There's going to be a div for this. That's why I call it date. This one, it's another div, I believe, and that's why I call it credits. Okay, so date, I think this is what I did with a markup. Yep, so this date div, actually, we are gonna style it right away, class name, and flex call, because I wanted to start it vertically, align it, and I want to center it vertically and horizontally, so justify center, items center and padding y of 5 and margin top of 4. And then I'm gonna have 2 p's in here. Okay, so I'm gonna need 1 p tag, which looks like this, and then I'm gonna just use a shortcut to duplicate that, and I'm actually gonna copy paste the business license. Okay, whatever, business license, this one, and then I forgot to style it, so I better do it right away so I don't forget it. Class name, I normally style it first so I don't forget it, so padding y of 2 to give a small vertical space between the two of them. And these ones I want the text to be smaller because this is not so important. So I'm gonna copy and paste this, and for this one, so at 2019, and now we are going to just write a tiny bit of JavaScript. I'm gonna refresh the page, but this is not even saved. I'm gonna refresh the page, cool. This bit here, we are going to use a tiny bit of JavaScript logic, and for that I'm gonna need the curly brackets as usual. And in here, I'm just gonna get a new date and get the full year out of it. So this is just pure JavaScript thing, nothing related to Next or React stuff. So new date, I'm getting the date, but now I just want to extract the full year. Get full year. You can actually just Google these bits of code and you will see what I'm doing with this. And then I'm gonna use this and all rights reserved. Reserve it. Now if I save this up, what the heck? Why is this complaining about? I'm not sure why, so I'm gonna delete that word, which is just silly. I don't understand this error. I cannot see anything wrong in here. Can you? Priority. I can't. Doesn't matter. There you go. See? 2023. It is not hard-coded. Looks like it is, but it isn't. But it's actually coming from the real date. So every year you will get this date updated automatically for you, which is cool. Okay? And this explains why you look at some websites sometimes, they look super old, like 10-15 years old, but you look at the date and it's accurate. So you think like, how could someone do this kind of stuff in 2023? They didn't. They built it like maybe 2010 or something, but because they added this piece of code or something similar maybe, the date gets updated while the website is not updated. So that's why something that looks really old and ugly still says 2023. This is my theory. I don't know, but this is the only logic that I see to see something that really looks super old but still is updated on the footer. Okay, that out of the way, my silly opinion. We need to work on the last bit of our footer, and this video is quite long already, and this is actually the credits part developed by blah 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 blah. In my own case, I'm actually pointing to my own website, to my own YouTube channel, so it doesn't matter, you can use whatever you want. Of course, once again, this is just one example, and you can and should use your own code and your own stuff. Okay, come on. So I want to focus on this div right here, which is the last one on the footer in this component, class name, and this class name is going to be with full, width full, flex, justify center, items center, padding y, so vertically of 4. And now, firstly, I'm gonna have my YouTube logo. So I'm gonna have like the image component. Oops, not like that. Image. There you go. And below that, I'm gonna get my link component, which means, hold on a second, let me just finish this up. Link needs to be closed right there. Which means, and if you look at here, the link is the text, just the entire piece of text, but the button, in this case, it's not clickable because the link, the image is not getting wrapped by the link component. Okay, I did it this way. You can do whatever you want. You can put everything inside and then use the link. It's up to you. Okay, this is how I did it in my case. So let's go back. Image. Okay, let's work on the image first, and this definitely I shouldn't have. So image. I need to grab the image. So let me find that image first. I have no idea. So at least I know the image name. Sorry, I need to navigate to my finished project in order to find the image. Okay, I think I have found it, so let me see. I'm gonna open my images folder and I'm gonna just copy, and I think this is the one, so I'm gonna actually paste it inside the images. And yeah, my computer is so slow, so forget about it. Let's move on. Otherwise, we are going to wait a lot of time, and that's not the point. It's not even responding to me closing stuff. Okay, what the heck? Okay, back to where we were. So let's just work on this image. And we know that, oops, what the heck? We need to use, when we are dealing with images, we need the source attribute. So what is the source to this image? It's going to be /images. Oh, come on. Now it opened it. Images / again. The JavaScript way YouTube channel, whatever, .png, boom. So this is the image. It should work, but because we are dealing with images, of course, we need the other attributes. In this case, the alt attribute is going to be the JavaScript way channel. Something like that should work, and we need to use the width and the height, of course. And because this, I want it to be small, I went ahead with 30. So height is also going to be 30. So width and height 30. Okay, and this should be good. And I can refresh this, and this should work. Okay, cool. The link itself, we need to use the href. I was thinking of the source, but it's not, of course. The href, I'm going to just copy paste the link to my YouTube channel, to my about page inside my YouTube channel. I'm going to actually pass the href, which is pass href, just like that, just like so. Target is going to be also necessary because I want to open a new window on a new tab actually, And inside this link, now I'm gonna have just a span tag. So a span tag, span, okay, and this span tag will say developed by the JavaScript way. Oh gosh, uppercase, sorry, the JavaScript way. And I need to style it a bit, so class, so I don't forget it. I was about to forget it. I want a margin left of 3 because I have the image on the left, the text on the right, so I'm giving the text a margin left to push it. I want to use the cursor pointer because I want to tell the user what is clickable. And on other, just like the other links on the footer, I want to give my text a custom color of gold. And this should do the magic. This should mean that we have all good. And looks like we have. Look at that. Am I in the correct? Yeah, I am. So this is the final version. And this is us. Cool. Boom. There you have it. Our footer. There you go. Super cool. Boom. The same. Of course, we are now only lacking on the home page. This component and the scroll to top button. But look what we have built together so far. We built all of this together, man. You should be happy. Oh, looks like I made a mistake here. Because this is stretching. I need to, in this component, I need to, oh, it's not. Okay. It's not, but it should. I should constrain this to just this area. So I should use the max width. So this component should be living only inside this area. See? But the image is jumping out. So let's fix that. I only realized that now. So I need to fix that on both places. So I'm going to go to our I need to go to, hold on a minute, to our code, and we need to go back. The footer is done, okay? The footer is done. So let's go to that component, which was visit algorithm something. So let's go to here, and I think I'm lacking a max width of 1366 pixels, I believe, and then I also align it in the center, so MX Auto. I think this will fix it. I'm gonna copy paste to the clipboard. I think this should do. Let's see. So this is what we are building. So if I refresh, it should be where I want it to be. Let's see. Yeah, see, looks way better. Looks way better. So this is actually now constrained inside this, and then it's centered. Okay. So we need to do the same for the final project. So I need to go and change the final project as well. So the final project, I need to find firstly that component, and then we have so many, so struggling a bit. There you go. And I need to just paste the same classes. This is our final project. As you can see, I'm going to refresh, and now it's going to be fixed also, hopefully. So why is this not working? It's my computer. Gosh, I'm starting to hate my Mac computer. And there you go. Boom. Now you have it. Boom. Come on. Yep. Yeah, trust me. It's the same thing. Cool. So now the next component, so this is the final version. So the next component is this one, and that one, the scroll to top button, is the last one. So we are about to finish our home page. And you might think, oh, this was a lot of work. Trust me, it was, but I'm going to tell you the following. We'll go from home page to build the explore page because we'll be reusing pretty much all the code. It's going to be the same footer, of course, and a lot of things will be the same. We actually will have just to import stuff. Actually, you don't have to import the footer. And because of that, now that we are talking about the footer, let me just check inside our layout. I think we already did this. We did this when we created the basic boilerplate, but I want to be sure. As you can see, it's taking ages just to open one file. This is how slow my computer is. Okay, exactly. So we have imported already the footer. Cool. And we imported also this that we have not built yet, because we imported all of this inside the layout after creating the basic boilerplate for all of our custom components. So this is officially the end of this video. Sorry for these last minute fixes, but this is real life. You sometimes forget stuff and you need to check stuff, and that's how it goes. I will see you on the next video. Bye!